Ax1Le has recently received the 5th best player in the world for 2021. He managed to put out a 1.18 rating over the entire year, while also showing great consistency and also several standout performances. Today we'll be looking at Ax1Le and how he holds towards stairs on Vertigo. Straight off the bat guys, I want to take a note of the smokes that Ax1Le throws. This smoke will be used every single round when Ax1Le can afford a smoke, and he does this by lining up with the second metal frame at the bottom of stairs, almost to the top here, and run throw. This will land towards bottom of stairs and is used to prevent any CT molotovs that may be thrown in this position, and can also be used a little bit as a one-way if you practice this yourself and know how to throw it correctly. Moving on to the next round, we will see Ax1Le start with the same smoke towards bottom stairs, just making sure no CTs are pushing in this position, before working around the smoke a little bit just to try get some space. Hobbit and Ax1Le will now get in this position to boost and peek on towards site. The way they do this boost without Hobbit having to crouch and then re-stand up afterwards is by Hobbit standing on the wire and then Ax1Le standing on the actual frame of this part. This allows for Ax1Le just to jump on top of Hobbit when he's standing up for an instant peek on towards the site, catching off Kyojin and shocks. This results in the 2 entries for Gambit, and Ax1Le straight off getting these 2 opening kills will take the space onto the site, locking out the CTs from the B site before the rest of his team can rotate. We will start again with the standard smoke before peeking around it and using it as a one-way. Ax1Le will line up this molotov for wood. He lines it up by getting on the back part of the box, aiming just above the beam on the right side, and it is important to use lineups guys with molotovs, as I've spoken about in other videos I've made, because you need to make sure it lands correctly and actually fully clears the position you're wanting to clear. After this, Ax1Le will then wait for the reactive utility from Vitality before taking this control once again back. He's also going to throw this other cool piece of utility, which is a HE, just to try do some damage towards headshot by jumping on the wire, aiming in line with this rail, and step through. You might as well give this a try out guys, because you might get some nice damage on a CT player completely for free, so just give it a go. It might work for you if there's a player sitting there. A little later on in the round, Ax1Le will get himself in this position on stairs, just holding for a CT push. This is a great place as you cannot be seen by any CTs unless they fully commit to peeking towards stairs, making sure just to stay crouched this entire time so you do not stick your head out essentially and get your head taken off. Here is something else you guys can try in your pugs or also in your team if you are in one, is boost behind wood, being out of sight from the player's headshot if there's anyone there. In this position, it makes it a lot easier for you to get space on towards the site for free with a flash from your teammate, resulting in an entry kill. Ax1Le will start the round with this flash towards the gap, allowing Shiro to peek. I think this flash is better than other flashes you could possibly throw in this position because it is very fast and hard to react to for the CT side. He does this by aiming just on the right side of the metal beam above the yellow wire and jump throw. Ax1Le will then just be covering Shiro's fullback, making sure no CTs push him, resulting in the kill on Kyojin. If you think there is an AWP stairs watching you, then you can go all the way to the far wall Ax1Le does in this situation, and then the AWPer cannot actually see you at all, and you can also get the information by seeing their feet. Guys, here we can see an example of how Ax1Le uses the smoke as a one way to take out Grim, who is just completely unaware of this even being a possibility. In this next clip, guys, I want you to take a note of how Ax1Le is clearing stairs when retaking this control. He is immediately at the start checking that left-hand corner on stairs before checking above himself towards wood. Please do check these angles when you're retaking stairs control, as a CT might catch you off guard if you do not clear these. One thing Ax1Le always does as well, he will fall back after he throws his utility to make sure he isn't in the crossfire or in the way of anything that the CTs throw back. This could be flashes, HEs, molotovs, for example. After this, he'll get back in this position we looked at earlier, just holding for a CT push, waiting to see what his team wants to do. Sometimes Ax1Le does actually go for this completely passive approach instead to the round. He does start with the standard smoke and flash to try to tell the CTs that there could be someone in that position of the map, but he just does sit around connector waiting for a push, not trying to find an opening instead for his team. Here is a cool little molotov you guys can also try out for yourself that will land towards stairs, just to make sure that no CTs can push down and take this map control. Ax1Le lines this up by getting on the left metal frame here, aiming in the middle of the shape that I've drawn out for you, and jump throw. This will push back any CTs from taking deep stairs control, so that way you won't have to worry about clearing that left side of stairs when retaking this control. Overall guys, the main things I really want for you to take away from this video are the different options you have around playing stairs on the T side of Vertigo. From the different pieces of utility you can try out, how to be holding for a CT push, and also how to be clearing stairs when retaking this control. There are just many options you can do, including your playstyle, with a more aggressive approach or even a more passive approach depending what player you are. There are many things you can take away from watching one of the best players in the world play this area of the map. Now it is down to you to go out and try it out for yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this new series I am going to start doing around my T expert from my original CT expert series on the channel. Let me know what positions or even maps you'd like to see in the next video. It's been Glaze, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.